having a good organization has really screwed up his development.
I agree. I think that he's got to get up to speed this year. But yeah, I mean, we'll see how Darnold pans out. I don't think he's set up to succeed, and that's a bad sign. But I want to dive a little bit deeper into Adam Gase right now. You know, when Todd Bowles was the head coach, I personally felt that he was decent. But at the same time, I understood why the Jets fired him because he was more of a defensive-minded head coach. And you would think that Sam Darnold, okay, let's get an offensive-minded head coach in there. So, look, I actually was okay with the Gase hire at first simply because I didn't think that Ryan Tannehill was that good in Miami, but we saw when Ryan Tannehill went to a team with a good offensive line and a good running game, he goes all the way to the AFC Championship game. So while at the time I was impressed that Adam Gase got a guy like Ryan Tannehill to the playoffs, when you look back, you wonder why did Ryan Tannehill not get to the playoffs more? And I see a guy that can't really adjust on the fly, and I look at 5 traits as far as who's a good head coach? The 5 traits for me are, do players respect you? People respect Bill Belichick. They're not going to run over Bill Belichick. A bad example of this was Freddie Kitchens. No players respected him. They just ran over him. They didn't care about him, okay? Are you organized? How do you spend your timeouts? That's the second, trait that I would say. Are you a great decision maker? I don't think Gase is a great decision maker. Number 4, can you make adjustments? I don't see the adjustments. At number 5, do you know the X's and O's of football? That's kind of, that's literally what you should know. A football coach should know something about X's and O's, so you would hope that he knows X's and O's. And I don't see an offensive guru. I don't see a Kyle Shanahan. So Gase fails about 4 of those traits, in my opinion. And I don't think that he's passing the 5th trait, knowing X's and O's very well. So let's dive a little bit deeper into Adam Gase. You said it's a make or break year for him. Talk about how Gase has done as the head coach and what grade would you give him so far? Because I don't think the grade's pretty.
No, the grade is not really good. If you're counting going back to his Miami Dolphins days, which is another reason why it's make or break year, he came into this job having already failed as a head coach. He wasn't a rookie head coach, and he deserves more time. He failed as a head coach before. He came in and he's failing as a head coach now, which is why he's got to be make or break going into his second year. If you go back to his Dolphin days, his first year he made it to the playoffs and lost in the wild card to the Steelers. Dolphins fans, I'm sure, were like, okay, we'll take it. And then just kind of got worse from there. His offensive weren't good. He constantly got rid of some of his good players. And you mentioned Ryan Tannehill succeeding in making it to the AFC Championship game without him. Look at Kenyon Drake. He was doing well in Arizona without him. Jarvis Landry, he's doing well in Cleveland without him.
Hey, really quickly, not to cut you off, but Devontae Parker as well.
Devontae Parker did great this year without him. Damian Williams should have won the MVP of the Super Bowl this year, in my opinion, without him. So these players are going off and they're succeeding without him, which is another reason there's many of us Jets fans that have hope for Sam Darnold in a laughable kind of way, because if Gase is gone this year, we've already seen what players can do after Gase. They can only go up. And like you said, his adjustments, not good. And he relies too much on his game plan. He sticks to the game plan, and that is it. And if his plan isn't working, he throws it in the garbage and says, screw it, I don't know what to do. That's not good coaching. You have to be able to adjust. There's a lot of, all those traits that you said, I agree with. And also as a head coach, you shouldn't just be calling plays. You got to be a CEO of the team. You got to be able to make your offensive coordinator call the plays. His offensive coordinator holds his challenge flag. That's all I've really ever seen him do. His defensive coordinator, he's literally called him the head coach of the defense. I don't like that either. This shows that he does not care about the defensive side of the ball at all, and anything that happens on the defense is all Greg Williams, which Greg Williams is a hell of a coach. But Adam Gase should still, as a head coach, have some say in what goes on over there, because he's supposed to be the leader of the team. He's not a good leader. I don't think players respect him. You go back to his days in Miami and the tail end of his career there, players weren't respecting him. And that's why he was fired when he was. When I saw the Jets were hiring Adam Gase, first I wanted Matt Rule, the guy the Panthers got. And we didn't get him because they were working out a contract and going through everything with Matt Rule. And the general manager at the time wanted to tell Rule who to hire as his coordinators, and Rule backed out. He said, no, I want to be able to pick my coaches. He comes from the Bill Parcells era where you got to be able to work with who you're comfortable with. You don't let people make decisions for you. I completely respect that. So then it came down to Mike McCarthy and Adam Gase. I was not a big fan of McCarthy. I was not a big fan of Gase. So I saw it as a lose-lose either way. And it was just kind of hoping that I was wrong. I think McCarthy will do well in Dallas this year because he took the year off, and that's what I thought Gase should have done to begin with, was take the year off, let him readjust, not jump right back into the coaching game again. And Todd Bowles, I thought he was a rookie coach. He made mistakes. He didn't go for it on fourth down at times that I believe he should have. He didn't use his timeouts right, but he was still learning. And I think he got more blame than he should have. The general manager, Mike McCagnon, was incompetent. He did not draft very well. I believe his 2015 draft class is all gone. Most of his 16, his 17, his draft classes were not good. He would overspend on players. Tremaine Johnson, like I said earlier, he overspent on Muhammad Wilkerson. He overspent on Darrell Revis the second time. And yet, he got to stay around for another few months. The Jets should have just clean slate. When they fired Todd Bowles, they should have just fired Mike McCagnon too. Not wait 2 or 3 weeks after the draft to fire McCagnon. And then they should have just done a full coaching and general manager search from there, instead of McCagnon leading the search and him trying to find a guy that will help him keep his job. Because that's what it seemed like. The hire seemed like a safe bet for McCagnon. It was like, okay, well, if he fails, then I guess we'll both fail, but he's already done this before, and it's a safer bet instead of taking a chance on a rookie coach. And that ended up backfiring in a few months. It's just a whole mess and a lot of dysfunction from this organization. And Jets fans are just fed up with that. Gase is good, bad, and he should have been gone last season, in my opinion. But he won those. He went 6-2 at the tail end of his season, and that's what the Jets beat writers and the owners were feeding off of. So it's just very disappointing that that's what we have leading our team right now, and I feel awful for Sam Darnold that he has to go through all this crap right now and just act like that Gase is a great head coach when we as fans can clearly see he's not.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Please also note that the Juice Alert Sports Podcast is not just a YouTube channel. It is available on all podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this content with all your friends. This podcast is my favorite thing in the entire world right now. It is my passion. And I want more people to listen to this podcast. I really want this podcast to grow. Also, a fun fact about me is that I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I currently am a freshman there right now. I am looking to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. And I potentially would like to start my own network if this podcast really truly grows. Or if I fall short of that goal, I would love to work for a big time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. I am open to all networks. So if you believe in my dreams and you see or hear my passion through the screen, be sure to tell all your friends about the Juice Alert Sports Podcast. Stay motivated, you guys. Have a God bless day, and I'm out.